is similar to a bill that's been filed in the House Bill 865. I think it's somewhat of a common sense pro-business, pro-small business bill. It has two main components. First, it would expressly prohibit political subdivisions from requiring a minimum wage or employment benefits in excess of federal or state laws or rules or regulations. I know we've just heard a lot from the minimum wage folks with Senator LaVota and some ideas, but you know, many of you have been in business, and I can tell you when you mess with minimum wage, you're not affecting just the, first of all, I don't think I've ever been able to hire anybody at minimum wage, but if you were, you don't just alter the wage at the very base, it affects the entire scale. So the first people in my office, every time minimum wage rate would change under the current law, were the $20 an hour money earners, because they said, hey, if this guy's just getting hired and he's getting 40 cents, I've been here 20 years, I should get 40 cents. It affects the entire payroll system. It doesn't affect just one piece. And several municipalities around the state have gone on their own to alter minimum wage, and the second issue I'll be talking about, which is the background check. Now, there's many communities in this state, both the largest and the oldest communities in the state, who do a great job at attracting businesses. So I'm not trying to, you know, I believe in the local control piece, but I also believe in commerce. And I think the state has the ability to regulate commerce as we look at it throughout the state, and that we should be in, you know, a unified pattern as we move forward, and not having all these separate standards for businesses to try to follow and to keep track of. I think could make it somewhat confusing. The second part of the bill is the, you've heard a lot about the box, but the ability to do background checks. And I can tell you, and I know many of you have gone through this, it is absolutely essential before you give a conditional job offer in our business and many others to be able to find out who the person is, what they've been through, and if you'll be able to offer them a job. And I've run background checks and found things where folks have had a rough time, and I'm willing to give them a second chance. But there are some issues in certain businesses where things that they've done on their criminal history may prevent an employer from getting that person insured in their business and in business insurance. And there's just things you have to know before you move forward to the next step. And I think it's only beneficial for those businesses to know that.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, for the record, Tracy King, registered lobbyist for the Missouri Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and we'd like to go on record in support of the bill. This legislation provides uniform workplace standards throughout the state regarding wages, employee benefits, and work schedules, as well as whether or not an employer or when an employer can ask for a criminal background check. Absent this legislation, every city and county could enact their own set of regulations, creating really a bureaucracy nightmare for the employer community. This effort is not really a reflection on any particular city in the state of Missouri. In fact, it's a national issue that we're seeing trended, and in our research, at least 13 states have already addressed this. Many, many more are looking into it also. And it currently does not undo any ordinances that are already in place.